Welcome to this DRM News Global podcast. We're going to unpack a really interesting set of sources today, all focusing on Livvy Dunne.
That's right. We've got material covering her big transition, really, moving from elite gymnastics into the public eye, especially looking at her recent Sports Illustrated swimsuit stuff.
Exactly.
Mm.
We've got details on the SI cover shoot for 2025, the runway show appearance, some info on an injury she dealt with, her retirement from gymnastics, what she might do next, her business side, and even, how she's handling fame.
It's quite a mix.
It is. And our goal here in this DRM News Global podcast is to, well, dig into these sources, find the most surprising bits, the key insights, and really understand what this phase means for her. And honestly, one thing that jumped out straight away from these sources, she shot that SI swimsuit cover while injured, like significantly injured. Okay, let's get into that.
Yeah, that's quite the headline detail, isn't it? The sources clearly state Livvy Dunne shot the 2025 cover with a fractured kneecap.
A fractured kneecap. Wow.
Yeah, specifically an avulsion fracture. Happened back on March 6th.
March 6th. Okay. And didn't she talk about this herself later? I think I saw something.
She did. There was an Instagram video mid-May or so where she basically said, yeah, some of the poses, including the cover shot itself, the one kneeling in the water in Bermuda, they kind of hurt.
Kind of hurt. That feels like an understatement for a fractured kneecap.
Right. Her exact quote was, fun fact, I was shooting on a fractured kneecap, so poses like this, and the cover shot kind of hurt, but it was honestly so worth it.
So worth it. That's telling. And this injury, it wasn't just about the photo shoot, was it? It affected her gymnastics career ending.
Absolutely. The sources point out this is the injury that kept her out of her senior night at LSU. She confirmed it back in March, said she was dealing with an avulsion fracture of my patella.
And an avulsion fracture, just so people know, that's like a piece of bone gets pulled off by a tendon.
Essentially, yes.
Right.
A small piece of bone attached to a tendon or ligament tears away from the main bone. Definitely not something minor.
No kidding. So she's recovering from that since early March and still doing a major swimsuit cover shoot.
And saying it was so worth it really puts that cover opportunity into perspective for her, especially during this big life change.
Yeah, absolutely. And this SI swimsuit thing, it wasn't her first rodeo, right?
No. The sources remind us this was her third time being featured. She actually debuted back in 2023.
Okay, third time. But the cover is different. You can sort of feel her excitement in the quotes provided.
Oh, definitely. She's quoted saying something like, that is crazy. I am a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model. Are you kidding me? You get the sense it was a huge deal for her.
Yeah, you really do. And she shared the cover spotlight, too.
Right. The sources also mentioned the other 2025 cover models, Salma Hayek-Pinot, Lauren Chan, and another gymnast, Jordan Childs.
Interesting mix. So, okay, she's got this injury, she's doing the SI cover, and this is all happening as she's formally stepping away from gymnastics.
Exactly. The timing is crucial. Sources confirm she officially said farewell to the sport in April.
And she put out a statement, didn't she? Something quite heartfelt.
Yeah, really nice quote. She said, gymnastics, you have filled my heart and will always be a part of me. You shaped me into the person I am today.
Which makes the injury timing even more, poignant, because it directly stopped her from having that final moment competing for LSU.
Precisely. That senior night absence, it's mentioned specifically, her quote about it was, it absolutely breaks my heart to not get the opportunity to compete in the PMA one last time. She thanked the fans, too. It clearly meant a lot.
Definitely sounds like it. So the physical side forced an ending, but it sounds like she's already looking at what's next. What do the sources say about her future plans now that gymnastics isn't dictating her schedule?
Well, there was an interview with People magazine at the SI swimsuit launch party in mid-May. She talked about having more freedom.
Freedom? How so?
She basically said she's always had to say no to things because of gymnastics. Her quote is interesting. I've always said no to opportunities way more than I've said yes, so I'm excited to do everything, travel, do things on my time.
Right, because her whole life revolved around training and competition.
Exactly. She continues, my life has revolved around gymnastics, so honestly, to be able to say yes to more things. And then she added something intriguing.
Oh, what was that?
And potentially, maybe do some more performing arts stuff on screen, and I'm very excited.
Performing arts stuff on screen? Okay. Did they press her on that? Like acting?
They did. The sources say she was asked if that was a tease for acting, and she gave a very playful, teasing answer. I don't know. Stay tuned.
Okay, so maybe a pivot towards acting or performing. Interesting.
It certainly sounds like a possibility she's considering. And speaking of embracing new things, the SI Swimsuit Runway show. That was new for her, too.
Ah, yes, the runway debut. Despite being in the mag 3 times, sources say this was her first time actually walking the catwalk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Happened during Swim Week in Miami, end of May. And she didn't just walk.
She opened the show right. And I think I read she did a split at the end, a little nod to her past.
That's what the reports say. Opened the show and finished with a split. Seems like she owned the moment.
Any details on what she wore?
Yeah, a couple of looks mentioned. One was described as a sultry one-piece with cutouts, and another was a white crop top with animal print bottoms.
Sounds like quite the event. Was it just models?
No, a real mix.
Mm-hmm.
The sources list people like Alex Earle, Camille Kostek, even Bethany Frankel walked, and her fellow cover model Jordan Childs was there too, plus the Swim Search finalists.
Wow. Okay, so she's definitely moving in circles far beyond just sports now. Which brings us to her influence and business side. The NIL deals were huge for her in college.
Absolutely massive. She was ranked as the highest paid female college athlete during her time at LSU, and that's largely down to name, image, and likeness deals becoming possible.
And she didn't just benefit herself, did she? There's the Livvy Fund.
Right. Launched in 2023. It's a program she started to help other female athletes at LSU connect with brands for endorsements. Yeah. Sort of helping others navigate the NIL world.
That's pretty cool. And she's clearly got her own major partnerships.
Oh, yeah. The sources list companies like Nautica, Body Armor, Purina, Grubhub, American Eagle Outfitters. Big names.
Plus, recognition like Forbes 30 Under 30 and that GQ feature with her boyfriend, her brand is definitely powerful.
No question. But that level of visibility, it comes with downsides, too. The sources touch on some challenging fan interactions.
Yeah, I think I saw something about this. Was it on TikTok?
She posted a video talking about autograph seekers, basically finding her at airports, tracking her movements.
That sounds unsettling.
She used the word stalked, expressing fear she was being stalked. Her caption was pretty direct. They know time, place, airport, everything. Stay safe.
Yikes. That highlights a really difficult side of modern fame, especially with social media making people feel so accessible.
It really does. It's a level of scrutiny that's, well, intense.
And just quickly on a personal note, the sources confirm her relationship.
Yes. Briefly mentioned she and Paul Skeensy, the Pirates pitcher, have been together over a year. He confirmed it back in summer 2023.
Okay. So pulling all this together, wow, it's quite a picture, isn't it? You've got this young athlete making a huge career shift, dealing with a serious injury during a major campaign, building a business, navigating intense fame.
It really is fascinating how all these pieces from the sources fit. It shows her navigating not just a transition out of sport, but also managing her public image, her physical health recovery, business ventures, all at once.
And if you zoom out, like you said, it speaks volumes about what it means to be an athlete today, especially in the NIL era. It's not just about performance anymore.
Not at all. Your brand, your business sense, how you handle public interaction, even your safety, it's all part of the package now in a way that feels, well, amplified.
Yeah, amplified is a good word, which kind of raises a big question, doesn't it? How do you balance it all? Seizing these amazing opportunities, but also protecting your health, your sanity, your privacy.
It's a constant balancing act, it seems. Especially with the pressures of the digital age, that constant connectivity and scrutiny.
Definitely. So for you listening to this DRM News Global podcast, the key takeaways really are the sheer determination, shooting that cover while injured, the really smart strategic pivot she seems to be making away from just sports, and also these very real challenges that come with being so visible today.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with something to think about, perhaps. As more athletes like Livvy Dunne build these incredibly powerful personal brands and transition out of their sports younger and younger, what does that signal for the future? For athlete careers, or maybe even for the relationship between public figures and us, their audience, in this always-on digital world? What stands out most to you from this DRM News Global podcast?